A moment of humility and service, unraveling Garofalo's masterpiece. In the heart of the Italian Renaissance, a period marked by an explosion of art and culture, Benvenuto Taisai, better known as Garofalo, painted an evocative scene that has captivated audiences for centuries: Christ washing the disciples' feet. This masterpiece, crafted between 1520 and 1525, encapsulates a pivotal moment from the Christian Holy Scriptures. The painting is set against the backdrop of a parchment white stone building with majestic columns that rise off its top edge. It captures Jesus Christ in an act of profound humility and service. Clad in a red robe trimmed with gold over a white garment, his blonde ringlets cascade to his shoulders as he kneels before one of his disciples. The disciple sits amidst 11 others along a stone bench that curves in front of us like an embrace. Each figure is adorned in robes of ruby red, parakeet green, sky blue, pale lilac purple or pumpkin orange, colors that were not only vibrant but held symbolic meanings during the Renaissance period. Every head is encircled by a faint golden halo except for one person near the lower right corner. This individual without halo gazes directly at us while pointing towards Jesus, perhaps inviting us into this intimate moment or underscoring its significance. The sheer veil tucked into another disciple's garment adds texture and depth to Garofalo's work. It reflects not just his mastery over intricate details but also hints at layers of meaning waiting to be unraveled by onlookers. As we delve deeper into this artwork's historical context, set amidst religious reformations and societal upheavals, we realize that it isn't just a depiction of divine love but also mirrors themes prevalent during its creation: service, humility, and unity. According to the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verses 1 to 17, Jesus washed the feet of his disciples on the night before his crucifixion, as a sign of his love and an example of how they should serve one another. This was a radical gesture, as foot washing was usually performed by servants or slaves for their masters or guests. By doing so, Jesus challenged the social norms and hierarchies of his time, and taught his followers a lesson of humility and equality. He also foreshadowed his ultimate sacrifice on the cross, where he would lay down his life for the sake of humanity. Garofalo's painting reflects the influence of the Protestant Reformation, a movement that began in the early 16th century and aimed to reform the Catholic Church and its practices. One of the main issues that sparked the Reformation was the corruption and abuse of power by the clergy and the papacy. Many Protestants rejected the authority of the Pope and the Church, and sought to return to the original teachings of the Bible and the example of Jesus. They also emphasized the importance of faith, grace, and personal relationship with God, rather than rituals, traditions, and intermediaries. Garofalo himself was sympathetic to the Protestant cause, and even joined a secret society of reformers in Ferrara, his hometown. He was later accused of heresy and excommunicated by the Church, but he managed to escape punishment and continue his artistic career. His painting of Christ washing the disciples' feet can be seen as a subtle critique of the Church and its hierarchy, and a call for reform and renewal. By portraying Jesus as a humble servant, rather than a powerful king, he contrasted the true spirit of Christianity with the worldly ambitions and excesses of the Church. He also emphasized the unity and fellowship of the disciples, who shared a common bond of love and faith with Jesus and each other. This contrasted with the division and conflict that plagued the Christian world at the time, as different factions fought over doctrine and authority. Garofalo's painting invites us to reflect on the meaning and implications of this momentous event, both for the original participants and for us today. It challenges us to ask ourselves, how can we follow the example of Jesus and serve others with love and humility? How can we overcome our differences and foster unity and harmony among ourselves? How can we appreciate the beauty and diversity of God's creation and express it through our own creativity? These are some of the questions that Garofalo's masterpiece raises, and that we can explore further as we admire his skill and vision. I hope you enjoyed this story and learned something new about this painting. Thank you for your interest and curiosity.